spiritual background with that, but it's not at all easy to understand that form of the Lord, where you will actually see it's very scary. It's inconceivable. And I read through a lot of times this particular chapter, and I was like, I don't know what word I can use it. I don't find the appropriate word. It is very mesmerizing, very overwhelming, because it's not easy for someone who have not been exposed to that greatest opulence of the Supreme in this fashion. So, but still, we need to go through that in order to understand how powerful the Supreme Lord is. We also understood that there are 6 wonderful opulences in complete, which makes the Supreme Lord as Bhagavan. And we also noted many things, greatness in every level and glimpse in all over the entire Bhagavad Gita, from the chapter 1 to chapter 10. Krishna has explained and glorifying his devotees, and he also is being glorified by the devotees. And also he possesses many levels of opulence, and many levels of energies, many levels of agencies for his disposal. So here, and we also saw that like glimpse of what each of the species, what each of the areas where the Supreme Lord is presently manage, how is he managing the entire cosmic manifestation by his agencies, by his internal energies, external energies, and many other things. Now we have come to a place where we need to understand that the Lord's opulence is not the only one. He also has many other salient features which is not available with anyone else. Krishna actually showed the universal form to Arjuna, of course, but he also showed it to the assembly of Kurus. And this, having said that, there are many ways by which we can actually note that the opulence of the Supreme Lord, the universal form of the Supreme Lord, is extraordinary in its nature. That only those who have got the right fitment, those who have got the eyes to see the Supreme Lord in the form, is the only people who are qualified for it. So Prabhupada has actually enabled us. He says from a quote from Brahma Samhita that the art of Krishna consciousness, the practice of Krishna consciousness, is not monotonous. It is not something you do want to do, something like, oh, okay, I'm doing it today because one Prabhuji gave a lecture, I'm doing it. The next day, oh, I'm not interested. No, it's the question of consistency. The more you consistently showcase your love for Krishna, right? I actually read through one beautiful verse. I wanted to just share it with you before I take it to the next uh, session. It said, this was quoted by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. It was on 3rd October 1983 in Atlanta, Georgia. He said, when the heart is filled with a lake of Krishna conscious, Krishna prema, Krishna bhava, the ecstatic love for Krishna, then the room for material attachment is not there. The room for falling into illusion is never there. So it's not that easy for us to contemplate, thinking about I can enjoy myself and then still have Krishna. It's like having a cake and still eat it. That don't work. So there is no two-way factions here. You are talking about Krishna consciousness, and your practice is Krishna consciousness, your goal is Krishna consciousness, your pathway towards is Krishna consciousness. Everything has to be channelized, dovetailed. And this can happen only when you are Krishna conscious. The more you think about the Supreme Lord, the more activities you perform for His pleasure, then automatically many things get revealed. That is why Brahma Samhita explains that Brahma is being told that Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santas Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shyama Sundaram Achinta Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So you need to have an ointment, just like kajal, right? We all put that, what do you call kajal, English kajal, it's kajal is some eye, the black color thing which you put it on,
Eyeliner.
the ladies put it on the eyes. So that one, you need to have that premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena, means you need to have that kind of an ointment which will bring you the love of Godhead. And that love of Godhead should be put in such a manner that that will bring the best. That product itself is supposed to be a super product. Maybe something like I can't contemplate on how it is and all that. But the once you put it, the love to see the Supreme Lord, the love to see the Supreme Lord's creation, the love to appreciate what the Lord has created for us, and how much of very beautiful factions He has given it to us, to relish, to accept it, and to not just enjoy, but to be a part of that system. The fabric, the social fabric, that's what Krishna is actually going to show it today by his virtually uncontemplatable form of universal form, the Virata Rupa. Krishna is specifically pounding that his supremacy across everything in this cosmic manifestation. He says, I don't have to prove it to anyone, nor I need to tell everyone else that I need to do this, I need to do that, and you all have to follow and surrender unto my lotus feet. No, Krishna is just pounding with authority, saying that by my universal form, I have already established what I need to do for the rest of my life, for rest of your life, not his life, for rest of your life. So then it's up to you whether you want to take it or not. If you take it, you are progressing, you are going to be pretty strong, and you will be become more and more closer to me. So that's what we are going to touch upon, these beautiful places of how Krishna is showcasing, how Arjuna is reacting, what is the kind of opulence he is showing in that Gora form. Means very unimaginable form, like millions of mouths, millions of hands. Can we ever imagine? You can see that there is a glimpse of it in the virtual background, which we are practically seeing. This is not at all easy. So this is how it is. So let us go through this and understand what the Lord wants us to understand from this particular chapter. Okay. Let me share my screen. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Okay. We are here. Essence of Bhagavad Gita. We take darshan of their lordships and pray very, very close from our heart that the lordships bless us all the grace, all the blessings, all the educational thoughts and progressive path that we need to take towards his lotus feet. Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki jai, Sudarshan Chakra ki jai, Giraj Govardhan Bhagwan ki jai. Okay, please join me on the prayers to the spiritual masters who are enabling us to understand this wonderful chapter. Om Ajnanadimanandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunnitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnaprasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Pashyate Sugadhare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivsati Gaur Bhaktivinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama Rama
Rama Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Mukam Ganati Vacharam Mangalam Gaithiram Yatpatam Vande Shri Gurum Nintanam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om. That's dedicated to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada, Founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Yeah.
Okay, there is one more beautiful verse from the Gita Mahatmya to inspire us all of Gita Aditya Chayena Api Bhakti Bhavena Chetasa Veda Shastra Puranani Tena Ditani Sarvasaha. The study of Vedas and Puranas, verily the study of all scriptures, is completed in all respect by one who studies the Bhagavad Gita with great devotion. The more we study on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we can actually understand the complete purports of the Vedas and the Puranas. Otherwise, it is not possible at all, because Bhagavad Gita is the source for everything. Okay, universal form, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna is going to present and meditate. Let's meditate on this wonderful form, but it's completely material in its nature. It doesn't exist in the spiritual realm. Krishna only shows this to Arjuna and, of course, to the Kuru's assembly. But Krishna had to enable anyone who wants to see this form has to be enabled, because even in the Kuru's assembly, Duryodhana could not see. And only a few people could actually contemplate and see this glorious form. But it's very powerful. So in this chapter, we are actually going to go through the Lord grants Arjuna the divine vision and reveals his spectacular unlimited form as the cosmic universe. Krishna also thus conclusively establishes divinity and supremacy, right? Krishna also explains that his own all beautiful human-like form is the original form of Godhead. One can perceive this form only by pure devotion service. As we touched upon this Brahma Samhita verse, it is not possible to understand. That's why we always keep telling this words in statement that man is created from the image of God. So Krishna is the original personality of Godhead, where the form is what actually contemplates the beautiness, the six opulences in complete. And that's not at all possible to be contemplated, conceived, or understood by anyone and everyone. It is for only the selected people, and that comes only through pure devotional service. So this is what we are going to touch upon this complete chapter, right? This is the form he is going to showcase just by standing in the battle of Kurukshetra. Krishna's explanation on the 11th chapter, O greatest of all personalities, O supreme form, though I see you before me in your actual position as you have described yourself, I wished how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see that form of yours. Arjuna is actually intrigued. He wants to actually see whether Krishna can reveal that form by which he has evolved himself. He has presented himself into this cosmic manifestation. But he was not very sure. But Arjuna is a very, very bold person. He was ready to accept whichever kind of forms which the Lord wants to show. But still, he is just humbly requesting, O Supreme Lord, please show me that form by which I can understand how you manifested this. So Krishna is saying, if you think I am able to behold, but before that, Arjuna is also making very clear about it. If you think I am able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of all mystic powers, right? Yogeshwara, all mystic powers, then kindly show me that unlimited universal self. If you feel, because Krishna knows that Arjuna is not capable, nor anyone is capable to behold that glorious, that amazing darshanam. It's not easy to contemplate or meditate on seeing this form. It is like zillions of suns actually blowing at one shot. We can't even see one sun directly for even a half a second or less than a second. But what to speak about a zillion suns coming at the same time and it's blowing out. That's the kind of form which Krishna is going to show. So then Arjuna is being addressed by the Supreme Lord personally. Oh Arjuna, whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. This universal form can show you whatever you now desire to see and whatever you may want to see in future too. Everything moving and non-moving is here completely all in single place, one single place. But you cannot see me with your present current eyes because you don't have the eyes. Therefore, I have enabled you with your divine eyes. Behold my mystic opulence. Pashyame yogam aishwaryam. This is the greatest opulence you can ever contemplate on. So you can actually see only when I enable you. Just like as I said, Krishna consciousness, the spiritual window is the complete spiritual realm, and spiritual window is completely Krishna's domain. He decides who can see, who can meditate, who can contemplate, who can come in, who cannot come in, and all these are in this range. So, but Arjuna has been given this wonderful opportunity to view this form. This form of the Lord is completely material in its nature. It's got nothing to do with the spiritual realm. But what he is going to show to Arjuna is not just the past, the present, but also the future. So he is forewarning Arjuna that be very sure of what you want to see in future also, because he is sitting here. The same concept Krishna showed as Gopal, Balagopal to Mother Yashoda. There is a place called Vishram Ghat. No, it's not Vishram Ghat. It is um, yeah, it's Vishram Ghat. There is a place where Lord took the mud and ate, and then he he showed the complete cosmic manifestation in his mouth to Mother Yashoda. That form was very palatable. It was amazing because it was so sweet. Mother Yashoda could actually see herself in that inside the mouth of the Lord. And that is a form which the Lord was showing to his mother, so that the mother is very happy and satisfied only for a glimpse of it, not completely on a long trailer. But here, Krishna is showing actually a complete movie, 2 hours, 40 minutes movie, or maybe 3 hours, 40 minutes movie, like Gone with the Wind. So with two intervals, he is completely showing and impacting and bombarding Arjuna with so much of energy, so much of opulence, so much of futuristic thoughts, everything. I don't know how the Lord could enable. Of course, Lord has enabled it to Arjuna, but I don't know how Arjuna could take it up. He's such a powerful personality, undoubtedly. Otherwise, it's not possible for anyone to even come near it to understand. Okay, so we have here Aneka Pranayanam, Aneka Adbhuta Darshanam, Aneka Divyabharanam, Divya Anokadya Ayudams. So Arjuna saw in that universal form unlimited mouths, unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. The forms were decorated with many celestial ornaments, divine raised weaponaries. He saw the Lord wearing many celestial garlands, many garments, and many divine perfumeries being smeared all over his body. This was wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, all expanding. It was never stopping. It was continuously going and going and going and going. It is unlimited in its nature. So this is something which is not easy for us to even stand or sit and see to. So you can see that after this sloka, you can practically see how Arjuna's reaction to the entire thing is. At that time, Arjuna could see the universal form of the Lord, unlimited expansions of the universe situated in one single place, although divided into many thousands. You can, after this, Arjuna says, my dear Lord Sri Krishna, I see assembled in your body all the demigods, various other living entities. I see Brahma seated on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva and all the sages and the divine serpents. They are all present here. I can see everyone in one single place. O mighty own one, all the planets with their demigods are disturbed at seeing your great form, with their many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs, bellies, and your many terrible teeth. As they are disturbed, so I am too. I am also in the same position as these great demigods. They are very tensed. They are thinking that this is the cosmic manifestations, pralaya, means the final devastation of this entire cosmic manifestation. So they can't contemplate it. Or you can see Arjuna showing with two folded hands that there is no other choice. I can't contemplate what's happening to me. It's too terrible for me to even digest. It's blazing everywhere with so many great effulgence, many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs, bellies, uh, inconceivable, right? So Krishna is saying, right, all the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings, Bhishma, Drona, Karna, our chief soldiers are all rushing into your fearful mouth, and some I see trapped with their head smashed between your teeth. So that means Krishna is already showing. He told Arjuna that I am going to present this and you be ready. He had forewarned it, and you are going to see the future. And what's happening? All his dear devotees, friends, relatives, everyone, grandfather Bhishma, Dronacharya, Karna, all great soldiers, everyone is just smashed. They are on their way into the mouth of the supreme cosmic manifestation. So the Lord was just holding the presentation in such a powerful manner that this is like a seventh dimensional movie. It's a complete movie. It's not a trailer. Krishna is presenting everything to Arjuna in front of him that so that he can read through what's the reality is in future. So Arjuna is again presenting it to the Lord. Oh Lord of Lord, so fierce of this form, please tell me who are you? I offer my obeisances unto your Lord's feet. Please be gracious to me. You are the primeval God. I know about it. I want to just know about you in a little minuscule level, but I definitely don't know what your mission is. I never knew that this presentation is for something else. There must be a reason for it. Please convey that message to me. So Sri Bhagavan Vacha, Supreme Lord is saying, I am the destroyer, call out me, right? I am the destroyer, the greatest destroyer of the entire world, entire cosmos. I have come here to destroy all the people because I have decided it. With you, the Pandavas and all the soldiers here on the both sides will be slain. That's it. The exception is only the Pandavas. Rest are all out, done and dusted. So Krishna has already distinguishedly mentioned, I have decided that I'm here to just completely erase the facet of the earth. I'm going to rejig the entire system because the entire system is completely corrupted. I can't hold it back anymore. Mother Earth is bearing the heaviest pain. She is bearing the heaviest ever contemplated power because of the Kshatriyas pounding the Mother Earth. They are actually raping Mother Earth with their power and position and every single weaponry which they can think of. I'm here to completely destroy that, protect Mother Earth, completely cleaned up the system, and I'm here. That's the only my thought to be here. That's why I'm showing you this. Only you, Pandavas, are exception. Rest are all simply gone, and that's where it is. Therefore, please make a note. Get up here. Prepare to fight and win the glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Savyasachi, can be but just an instrument in the fight. Please note this sloka 11.33. The last line is extremely important. Nimitta matram bhava savya sachin. Krishna very clearly mentions this. You can only become a small instrument in this fight if you wanted to accept my words. Moment you are ready to accept my words, you become a small instrument. We are also in the same platform as Arjuna. If we are ready to accept the supremacy of the Lord and supremacy of the Lord's instructions to us to follow, then we become a small instrument in the lotus feet of the Lord and to be a part of that great mission. Why Krishna has come here for. In Dwapara, Krishna came here to completely annihilate the miscreants, clear off the entire system which was completely corrupted. But in Kali Yuga, Krishna does not come to clear off all the miscreants in that format, but he comes here to give pleasure to his devotees and make sure that the devotees and the people in general who are completely fallen comes and takes up this Krishna conscious process by pure love. That's why he came as Lord Chaitanya and he showed this wonderful form as Lord Chaitanya, who is the embodiment of love. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaurat Vishaya Namo Namaha. So he is the Supreme Lord himself. He is come in a munificent form. He is so costless mercy. He is presenting this Krishna consciousness so easily that we accept it. And if you don't accept it, we are in the other side. Just like how the great soldiers all had to go inside the mouth of the Supreme Universal Cosmic Manifested Form. In that, we are going to get perished. But here, Krishna is saying that you can become a small instrument in the complete scheme of things, which I have already readily wanted to present. This is what Krishna is trying to convey to Arjuna and make him more serious and become stronger for him to be ready for fight. So in that, now Arjuna is going to glorify the Supreme Lord. After seeing this wonderful universal form, which is never seen before, I am gladdened, but at the same time, my mind is disturbed with complete fear. Therefore, please bestow your kind grace upon me and reveal again your form as the personality of God, O Lord of Lords, O Abode of Universe. Arjuna is now really coming to ease onto his knees. He doesn't have any other choice. He's simply humbly requesting the Supreme Lord to calm down his system. He's saying that it's a great, and I'm very happy that I had a chance to see this, but in the same moment, my mind is completely shaken. It is full of fear. I don't know what's going to happen. I can't even see anything further. All I can humbly request you is, please bestow your costless mercy upon us, not me, to the entire cosmos, so that you come back to your original cosmic manifested form as 200 Shamasundar. That's all I am requesting for. So Krishna has been given this chance. So you can see here in these two beautiful forms, One is the 400 form of Lord Vishnu. Krishna presented as the Supreme Lord Vishnu, right? But in the second form, he is showing as Shama Sundara, Tribangi, Shyamam Tribanga Lalita Niyata Prakasham. So you see the three bended form of the Supreme Lord with two hands. And that's when Arjuna saw the Supreme Lord in his original form. He said, "Oh Arjuna, oh Dhanardhana, seeing this human form like as I can very beautifully present, now my mind is completely composed. I am being restored to my original constitutional position." And this is something which is not so easy, because you're talking about a very, as I said, zillions of suns coming at one shot, and then the Lord just erased the entire thing, and he brings everyone to the calm nature. That is what will make you very constitutionally uh, happy. Here, my dear Lord, the Lord is presenting a very important subject matter again to Arjuna, and Arjuna is recollecting all that what he wants to do, but he is trying to say that, right? Our Lord is saying, my dear Arjuna, one by undivided devotional service can understand me as I stand before you. Otherwise, it's not going to be so easy for you to understand it directly. Why? Because first of all, I'm not approachable direct. Why? Naturally, because that I only take care of those devotees who take care of those devotees who take care of the other devotees. So it is not that I'm reachable directly. Only in this way you can even enter the mystical life or science of my own contemplations. So that's why Krishna is presenting, the Supreme Lord is presenting to Arjuna with this kind of a very statement that don't be so enamored. Just because I am standing in front of you doesn't make that you can understand me completely. You can only understand when you start serving my devotees much better, and then you will come to know about my mysteries. So then, this is another wonderful statement that Supreme Lord says. Those who engage in pure devotional service, free from all contaminations of fruitive activities and mental speculations. Krishna is making it very clean and clear. He doesn't want any speculations. He doesn't want any fruitive activities to be karma mishrana bhakti. It means there is some kind of a business deals, right? In India, this is quite common, but I don't know in the West, because first of all, they don't understand the concept of the Supreme Lord in that sense. So if you see in India, there is there are many places they have a deal with the Lord. Like for example, yeah, I saw in one South Indian shop. It's a wine shop. It said Balaji Wines. Balaji is Govinda, and Govinda is none other than Krishna himself. So the owner of the wine shop has put a board saying Balaji Wines, fundamentally making the Lord as a silent partner, so that he can make some money and he can put in his pocket. This happened. So there is a place called Tirumala or Tirupati. So there one time one person was who had agreed on a deal with the Supreme Lord to be his silent partner, so that he makes money and all that. So what he did was that he made money. He said that anything which comes 50%, I'll give it to you, 50% I'll keep. So, but the Supreme Lord is very active there. So you cannot escape. So what this guy did, he was enjoying himself, and he then suddenly realized, oh, I need to give that 50%. He probably made some 1 crore or 2 crores or 2 million or 5 million. So he made some money. That money he had to share now, 50%. So now he needs to go and put it. He didn't want to, but still, if he don't go, he becomes a cheater. So there is, the heart is actually pounding on him. So what he did was, he did go. He probably collected a little bit of money with him, and then he went. And then when he saw the Lord, and he said, "Thank you very much for everything," and all that. But in the core of the heart, the Lord is seated in everyone's heart. So the Lord is actually instigating and giving me back my money, my share, my share, my share. So then this person saw something. What can I do? So what is there in that place? There is a huge um, treasury. There's a place called something called what we call as hundi, or a donation box. We go to the temples, you'll have donations, so we put some coins, right? So because that we don't want to go empty handed to see the Lord, so we put a coin as an indicator or an appreciation that we have brought some flowers and fruits. So then in that sense, this person went there to put some donation. When he put a donation, somehow or the other, his ring fell. This ring, what he had in his hand, was exactly 50% of the profit what he had actually made. Even if you don't want to give it to the Supreme Lord, the Lord has different ways to collect that 50%. If he says you have told 50%, then that's it. In the same way, you can cheat the Lord in any manner, but the Lord is a better cheater than you and me. So that is why we should be very honest into our heart and tell very clearly, very, very obediently, and appreciate the Lord has given me this, whatever he has given me, learn the art of appreciation. So that is why we don't actually make some deals which we don't want to actually have an impediment on. Later on, you should not feel, oh, I could not touch upon it. I could not complete it. So Krishna is saying that this is not fruity mentality which I want. This is not the speculations I want. He is very clear about it. So Krishna is saying, those who works for me, who makes me as the supreme goal of their life, who is friendly to every single living entity, right? That personality is guaranteed to come to me. So when Krishna is saying it to Arjuna, is meaning that we as children of the Supreme Lord also accept that this is what Krishna wants us to do. Keep the Lord in the center of our heart and center of our families. So then what happens is, you see that this is what I was talking about. The Lord showed this completely different form of a universal form, where Yashoda Maya herself was inside that form, but still it was so sweet. And Yashoda Maya, because of the Yoga Maya potency, the internal energy, she was just mesmerized for a moment, but nothing more stronger. She was happy after that, and then came back to understand that Krishna is my dear son. That's it. So in the same way, Srila Prabhupada explains this in a very different fashion, right? Chanting Hare Krishna, it is better to give it a trial or as some kind of an experiment if you are not chanting till now. We are not charging anything. The government is not taxing us at this point of time. You can chant the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. See the result for yourself. At least attempt this for a week. It is very, very important thing. It's a nice thing. One does not require to highly educated, to be an highly educated or a very rich or a very beautiful or a very famous person. Simply, the Lord has given us this tongue. You can vibrate it nicely, chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Just get the result to see for yourself. This is what is the complete chapter is about. It's a small chapter in that sense. Even though the verses are more, the chapter is small. Why? Because it has elaborated presentation of the entire cosmic manifestation. So it gives you a lot of inside out information about why the Lord is wanting to show Arjuna this kind of a form. What is making Arjuna to go and ask for this kind of a form? Because it is not an easy form which everyone can understand or contemplate on. Because this power of the Supreme Lord is brought into one single frame and it is shown to his dear devotee. And Krishna is saying, Nimitta matram bhava savya sachin. Become an instrument, then you are going to get benefited. If you decide that you don't want to be an instrument, you will not be there. You will not be in that system at all. You will be eliminated. Just as how Bhishma is going to be, Drona is going to be, Karna is going to be, and all the great soldiers who are there in both sides of the army. Because one side of the army is Kauravas, but the other side of the army is Pandavas. But the Kauravas army is also belonging to the Supreme Lord himself. It is Narayana's army. So it is completely, the army also is in his side. But there also Krishna says, they have all been decided. It is match fixed. I've already done the job. There is no other choice. You cannot win this test. You cannot win this T20. You can't win this 50 overs match. All are match fixed. The only way by which you can win it is Nimitta Matram Bhava Savya Sachin. Be a part of this process. Be a small instrument in your best of capabilities. Then automatically we will be in the side of the Krishna. Where Krishna is, where Arjuna is, there is always going to be extreme high power, extreme high opulence, extreme high rich. Because Krishna says in the 18th chapter, actually there is a touch upon on this particular thing. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Tatra Partha Dhanurdhara. Wherever Krishna is there, wherever Arjuna is there, there is always going to be immense power, immense opulence, immense rich, and immense contemplation of tranquility. It is always going to be extremely, extremely tranquil. You can control yourself and you can be a part of this system and you will not get disturbed. That is what Arjuna is being told by Krishna in this beautiful chapter of 11th, which is talking about the universal form of the Supreme Lord, is presenting that as a super window, super movie, and it's like a Eastman color. You can't even contemplate. Zoom, it will go and complete it. That's all. And Krishna says, that's it. You want to hear me more? Wait for the next set of activities, by which we are completing 2 sets. Tomorrow we will actually complete the second set. That is the middle section, which is talking about the Bhakti Yoga system. After which is Jnana Yoga. Okay, we'll stop here. Any questions, any contemplations, any reflections, any more realizations we'll all share. Pratap May Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yeah, if anyone has a question, please raise your hand or unmute and ask away. I'm sure we'll all benefit from hearing the answers to them.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. One question.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Why Arjuna was curious to know Krishna's this form?
Oh yes, that's a good question. Why Arjuna was curious to know this form of the Lord?
Yeah.
See the previous. What's the previous chapter?
To know about the Supreme Personality, absolute personality.
Read the Bhagavad Gita. Go and see the book. Open the book and see that index. What is the shloka? What is the chapter's header?
Absolute Supreme Personality of God.
Absolute.
The opulence. What absolute Supreme Person? The opulence of the Supreme Lord.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's opulence of the Lord. That means what? The Lord is not just showing only some glimpse of his opulence. He also wants to show his personal opulence. These are only represented opulence, right? I am the Timingala in the ocean. I am the Himalayas of the mountain. I am Vasuki of the serpents. I am this, I am that. That is all is expanded opulences. He is showcasing the glimpse of each of the opulences where he is represented by. But Krishna also wants to show his personal opulence, right? If someone comes to your house and says, oh, you've got a lot of friends in government, you've got a lot of friends in corporate circles, you've got all this. So obviously you'll be very happy because you see my glory is getting distributed everywhere and these are the people who are referring and represented by me, right? So, but when it comes to your house and you say, oh, you have this one in your house, you have that one in your house, then the people will understand that, oh, you are much richer or much more opulent than what you really showcase it yourself with. So in the same way, Krishna is actually showcasing that he also has a personal opulence where you need to take that as a consideration. He is showcasing, he is showing the past, he is showing the present, he is showing the future to Arjuna, so that Arjuna really realizes where his position is and what he is actually going through and what is that he is going through his mind, which is actually coming out of his mouth, right? Whatever is in the mind is what is coming out. So Arjuna is trying to say, it can't be just that it's a little bit of opulence that Krishna can be the Supreme Lord. There must be something more than that. There must be something more than that. What is this? Let me understand it. So Krishna is asking, Arjuna is asking Krishna, Krishna, do you have something else to show? Do you have something else to show me? I have heard that you have shown it. Why? Because this opulence, Krishna did not show it now. This is not the first time he is showing this opulence of the universal form. He showed it in the assemblies of the Kurus before the war started. But that was partial expansion or partial manifestation or a display of that opulence. So then Arjuna has heard about that because he was not present. Because Krishna went as a messenger to the Pandavas for the Pandavas to be a messenger and he wanted to go there. So he went there and then he showed that glimpse little bit. Then there are always, what you call, not messengers, some kind of translators. They come and report. They are like reporters, journalists who says that, oh, the Lord showed this kind of a form in this Kuru's assembly that everyone got bewildered. Duryodhana could not stand. He ran away. And then he wanted to capture Krishna. And Karna said, don't do that. This is not right on your part to do. But Duryodhana went out of his way to capture Krishna. And that's the time when the Lord showed the partial manifestation of the universal form, and everyone got bewildered, right? So then Arjuna came to know about that, because that's a part of the message. It's circulating in the same office. It's a, if you make a mistake, the entire office knows you have made a mistake, even without you saying it to the world. Someone would have leaked it. In the same way, this message was already has come to the Pandavas' notice. So now Arjuna wanted to really know that is this the form? You showed it to the Kauravas. If you had shown it to the Kauravas, why not show it to me? Or why not show it to these devotees? We have our four brothers sitting here, and they are also ready to show it. But Krishna said, you don't have the eyes to see it. I'm going to enable only you. There are many people in the entire warfare, right? The soldiers could not see it. The Pandavas, others could not see it. Arjuna could see it. Bhishma Dev could see it. Dronacharya could see it. But there were many, many thousands and thousands of demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, many, many great, great devotees of the Lord. They could see it because Krishna enabled them. They were all in the air. They were watching what's happening. This Krishna Arjuna Samvada means the discussion between these two wonderful personalities, greatest personalities in this cosmic manifestation, Naranarayana Rishi. So that when started being presented into a different formulation, it went to a overboard. It was in a super drive. So that is how Arjuna wanted to ask this question. So he asked this question, and Krishna obliged to do so.
Prabhu, slightly related question. In the partial expansion or partial representing what he shown to Duryodhana and them, does it mean that Duryodhana was some kind of did good activities to see that form?
He never saw the form. He could not see or stand to see the form.
Okay.
He is not a person who can. There in that assembly, Dhritarashtra could see, even though he was blind, because of the Lord's decision to show him. Bhishma could see, because Bhishmacharya was always a devotee of the Lord. Vidura could see, but Vidura was not present. After that, he left the place. Only that period of time he was there. You need to read Bhagavatam and you need to read Mahabharata. If you do both, then you will know what kind of situational sequence has come through. So Duryodhana was not able to see. Karna could not see. Dushasana could not see. No other people could see. Why? Because they were not fit for it. They were very demonic. They were very abusive to the Supreme Lord. They were against the Lord. They were anti. They were very much not ready to accept the supremacy of the Lord. Krishna came with open hands, open arms, open mind, broad-minded, ready to accept anything just for 5 land pieces, 5 village land pieces. That's what Krishna wanted. They have gone to that extent. But even though Krishna knew that these fellows will not accept, nor Krishna will allow, in fact, he tells it to Arjuna, even if you decide not to fight, he says this, even if you have decided, of course, that's why the Bhagavad Gita was spoken, to inspire him to speak. Krishna says, even if you have decided not to fight, do you think I will allow this fight not to go through? I will make sure that this fight will go through, and I will ensure that, because I decided it. I have decided this fight should happen. I have decided this fight should terminate the entire Kshatriya clans. I don't want anyone to see in this face of earth. You have done enough damage to the entire fabric. The only way by which you can actually exit out of the system is to be a part of this and get perished at one shot. That is why I have decided this kind of ghastly war should happen. He did not even spare his own family members. Krishna did not spare his own family members. He made a simple fight by which everyone perished just by holding a bamboo stick, and they died. Can you imagine? With a bamboo stick, can anyone, the entire clan can die? You can't contemplate. That's what Krishna is about. He is mystical. He is mesmerizing. He is just mystical. Yogeshwara. You can't just understand Krishna at all. No one can understand. Prabhupada explains in Padma Purana, in Bhagavatam, actually explains, Lord Shiva is explaining this beautiful statement. He's saying, Narada knows, Shuka knows, I know completely in completion, but Brahma will definitely not know the Supreme Lord. There's a beautiful verse. We touched upon it when we are doing the Bhagavatam class in the early times. That Narada knows, Shukadeva Goswami knows, I know the Supreme Lord, but Brahma, he will not know. So that's the power the Supreme Lord has enabled in these different Vaishnavas, these different devotees, and they can know the Supreme Lord in complete. But Krishna likes to play even with them. Just like how he played a beautiful story of a family with Narada Muni and made him a grahastha. There are so many stories to that. In the same way, Krishna knows how to handle and be a part of this system. And he made him to carry a pot of oil on his head and said, go till the end of this hillock and come back and see and tell me how many times you are thinking of me. Narada Muni could not even think one moment. Whereas the villager who was actually a farmer, who was actually plowing a land, he was only chanting Nama's name and Krishna's name. So he was a much better devotee. So Krishna proved on Narada that you are not a great devotee. So Krishna is inconceivable. That is why he's Govinda Mahadipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. If it's conceivable, then we will all sit on his head. So that is why Krishna is very clear that he made us all inconceivable. He made himself inconceivable. He made us all idiots. So we are stuck here. All right. Okay, let's go to the next question, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Is there anyone else would like to ask a question? Vanita Mataji. Yes, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
My daughter would like to ask a question.
Yes, yes.
How do you offer food to Krishna?
Oh, that's a beautiful answer from Pratap Medas. You will have to give her the procedure.
Yes,
Or
Prabhu. What's
is
Mataji's
Penny
name?
here? Penny is not here today.
Penny's here, yeah. Penny's here.
So can she answer this question? She wants to know how to offer food to Krishna. Do you know how to answer?
Yes,
So can you do that?
yes.
Okay.
So you put the food in front of Krishna, you put tulsi on it, and
Don't
then
shake.
you,
Stand in one place or sit in one place. Answer.
so you put the food in front of a picture of Krishna, and then you put tulsi on it, and then you can just chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, but there are loads of mantras that you learn to do like a normal one, but you can't just chant the Maha Mantra.
So what will happen by that?
Krishna will take the food and make it prasadam.
So, but what you should ask before that?
Krishna, please take it.
So how do you ask it? You just say,
What are the
Krishna,
mantras,
please take
Penny?
it.
What are the mantras? Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prashani Nivisheshanya Prashadhya Deshadharine Namo Om Mahavandaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namo Gaurati Vishenamaha Namo Brahmanyaya Devaya Go Brahmnitaja Jagaditaya Krishna Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Penny. So that is a small procedure which we follow. The reason why we follow is that we actually represent our spiritual masters. We don't have any qualification whatsoever in whatever way to even directly approach the Supreme Lord. So what we do is that we request the Supreme Lord to accept the offering which we are actually trying to give it to the Lord by giving it to the spiritual master, who in turn offers it to the spiritual master, to his spiritual master, and through his spiritual master, like that to the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. So then we will share a small sheet by which it says how to offer the food to the Lord. So by means, you will actually like it to learn and you will start doing that. Is that okay?
Can we ask what is Vanita Mataji's daughter's name for the registration forms? If that's okay, if you could private message or send a message just so we can make sure Mataji's included in the certification and the access to the quizzes and things, that would be great. Shall I share this link on the chat box, Prabhu?
What link are you sending?
How to offer.
Oh yes, for everyone's benefit. And also you
Yes.
can send it to their emails so that it will be also situated in their emails forever, even if the chat box get lost.
We can also share on the WhatsApp group as well, if you
Yes,
guys like.
please do that. Thank you.
Thank you.
So that is a link which he has sent, how to offer food to Krishna. Okay, good question. Thank
So
you.
these are the mantras, like Penny said. If you're just starting, you can say the Hare Krishna mantra and offer. But it's nice that these mantras are very powerful. So if you meditate on these, and we say each one 3 times, and then we offer to Krishna, and we pull a curtain or leave the room, allow Krishna to take, and then 5 minutes later we come back and then we say another prayer before we honor the prasadam like that. So that's the process.
Excellent. Okay. Right. Any
other questions? Thank you for that very nice question, Vanita's daughter. It's very nice, good question. We all benefit.
What's your name?
My name is Savi.
How do you spell it?
S-A-V-I.
S-A-B-A, Sabi. Okay, good.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
I have a question, Prabhu. If you have
Yes,
time.
please.
Inspired by Penny, Prabhu, that's why they've joined. So really good.
Excellent.
Okay. What's that? I didn't hear it. What is the message?
Hare Krishna, can I just ask a question?
Yes.
Thank you for the class, Prabhu.
Thanks.
Just wondering if Krishna arranges the death of certain people in order to create a flourishing kingdom to enjoy. So if he has the power to do that, why does that kingdom no longer exist? Like, why have we fallen into material disarray since then?
Hey, this is very deeper question you're asking. Very good question. Krishna has the power to create. Krishna has the power to annihilate it. Krishna also has the power to maintain it. So he is completely independent Lord. So he can decide what he wants and all that. The problem what actually is going through is that everyone will have some kind of a feeling of their own likings, right? There is greedy, there is egoism, there is some kind of a mental speculation, some kind of unnecessary views that they don't want to accept the supremacy of the Lord. So then obviously Krishna has to come and clean up the system. So because of that process, he has to sometime actually clear up the entire system, because that's more easier for him to create and start again instead of making a patchwork. You got it? Like, the patchwork is only going to be patchwork. It is not a complete work. Just like your potholes, right? You fill in the potholes before the next pothole comes into the picture. But that's going to be a lot of effort. So Krishna just simply wants to erase the entire kingdom and then bring back the new vision, new rules, new creations. And then in that manner, Krishna is easy to manage. That is how Krishna wants to do it. And every time he has done it only that way, by which actually, here in this country, I'll tell you, in India, if there is a problem in a building, right, what they do is they destroy the entire building, they dig out the entire foundation and relay the foundation. But here in this country, they don't touch the foundation. The foundation is laid in 1980 or in 1860. If the foundation is done for that house, it's always there. But what they do is a patchwork. They go to a particular area, they fix that part alone. So then somewhere else it will impact. So Shastras explain this very clearly, that he is come here to take out from the root, the miscreants from the root. He doesn't want to leave the weeds to be growing on the top soil just by cutting the weeds, the plant on the top, and leaving the roots. Krishna is here. In Bhagavad Gita, he explains that I am here to just relinquish everything, to remove from the root. When he removes from the root, there is no way the plant can grow any further. So the plant of dissension will not there be anymore. So that's why Krishna had to go through this process. And that's why we are suffering for that impact. Does it answer you?
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. So just to clarify, sorry, this is a process that's happened many times before.
It has to happen many times. Yes.
Okay.
Many times before the annihilation. Don't even come to the annihilation part. Annihilation is the cosmic annihilation. One time, complete wipe off. It is like complete wipe off, right? But whereas these are partial cleansing, it's like detox now and then. We do detox for our body very often, at least maybe once in 6 months or once in a year or something like that. That's only to make our body start working better, right? So that's like this. Krishna does not do that annihilation part. Annihilation part is given to Lord Shiva. So he will be handling that as a complete cosmic annihilation. So, but Krishna is just doing this because there is an immediate impact and impediment in the society, in the fabric, in the social fabric. He needs to remove these weeds. There are a lot of weeds. He is a gardener. He needs to not just wait and watch when the weeds are growing stronger than the plants are supposed to be. So then what will he do as a gardener? He needs to look at very specific areas and make sure that he wipes off. Sometimes what they do is they put complete fire and burn the entire soil. They'll remove the topsoil so that they start it fresh. So that all these kind of miscreants, in kinds of weeds, in kinds of any of the unnecessary worms, insects, which is there in the system, gets vanished off. Then everything comes pure, fresh, and everything is neat and nice. So that is how it has been done. So now we are going through this age of Kali Yuga, which is the fourth of the yugas. And after this, it's a cycle. So you need to go to the Satya Yuga. So Satya Yuga means the purity of the age of purity. So you will come back to the same original position where your purity will come into picture. So till then, this process will go on repeatedly.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah. But the fact remains, as you said, that someone has to do this, and Krishna has taken that ownership to do it. That has to happen. It has to happen. It is happening in our own life. We never thought that. Forget about the Kurukshetra war. Currently, we are going through a pandemic situation. What is it? It's nothing but a small agency of the Supreme Lord to wipe out the unnecessary populations or unnecessary situations in this world, wherein that many people are a part of that agency. But there is some kind of cleansing happening in the cosmic world. We may not know, we can't see it. Maybe what we are physically seeing is, okay, oh, my dear and near ones have died and all that. But you can practically see, like, for example, the glowworm, it comes in the morning, it comes in the night, and before the morning, it's dead and gone. So like that, there is a lot of purification happening everywhere. So that's how the global cosmic manifested area is manifested, and it is maintained. So we need to accept whatever the Lord decides. It's because his free will is strong. Yeah, okay.
Good question, Mataji.
I hope I am able to give the right answer to your thoughts. Unless until you have something else in your, or if you have
No,
a
it's quite it's a mind-blowing concept, but it
yes, it is.
answered my question. Thank you.
Yeah. Did it answer your question?
Yes, you did, Prabhu. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a mind-blowing. It's very mind-blowing. That's why I said we don't see this. The universal form is not a trailer. It is a full-time, full-blown movie like a Eastman color. You start and end with the complete thing. It's inconceivable. We can't stand 10 zillion or 100 zillion suns coming and standing in front of you. We can't even open our eyes for this one single sun. How can we contemplate on this kind of a power? This is very inconceivable energy. It's very high. So sometimes you will feel that energy in our own life. Sometimes you are so enthusiastic and all that, you may not be able to sleep for a few hours because of that high energy. You need to calm down, come to your normalcy, and then you can probably take some rest. So that is how Krishna is presenting this to Arjuna. But we are talking about a very greatly skilled people there. They are not like Kali Yuga brains. They are Dwapara Yuga brains because they are very powerful. Their minds, the capacities to hold reasoning, thoughts, and understanding is extraordinarily brilliant. It is immense. It's powerful. Arjuna could understand the complete Bhagavad Gita in a matter of 45 minutes. He could just crack it. He could, whatever Krishna said, in just 45 minutes, all is done and dusted. Everything was in his brain, and he was up and running he was holding his arrow and bow and said, okay, let's start, go for a war. Right? That's the way Arjuna presented it. Till then, We can't even contemplate it. What is this guy who was so powerful? He is now saying that I can control the wind, I can't control my mind. I'm too tired, I can't hold, my body is shaking, my hands are quivering. I'm not here, my hands, my hairs in the body is all standing in the corners. What kind of personality are we talking about? And suddenly, he's after hearing the complete 18th chapter Krishna's instructions, he simply says, okay, Arjuna, you do what you want. Yatha ichchasi tada kuru. Arjuna says, yes, I'm ready. Yes, just blow your conch. We'll do the needful. After which, he did not stop the war going through the battle, not even for a moment. He was firing cinders left, right, and center. And no one could even contemplate where the arrows were coming and why it is blowing them into pieces. Many people could not stand in front of him, so they ran away. They ran away to different countries like Russia, England, Australia, South Africa, South America, Arctics, Antarctics. They ran away. The people ran away. The Aborigines, the tribes, they ran away. They could not stand the war because they all wanted to be a part of the war. So the Lord brought all of them together to one single framework and say, okay, you want to fight here? You have all the energy to fight. Come, let's fight here in this battlefield. That's why it is called Dharma Kshetra Kurukshetra. Dharma Kshetra, the place of religion. Religiosity exists. And now it's a time for me to remove the irreligiosity in a place called religiosity. So then Krishna showed all his power, opulences, and everything one by one and purified it. He is a Sutradhari. You know, he's like a puppet. You know, these puppets, right? Someone who is holding the reins of the puppets. Puppeteer. He's a puppeteer. Tuck, 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 tuck. You do that. He knows what to do, when and how. That is Krishna for us. Okay. Let's go to the next question, Prabhuji.
I think that's it. Any other questions before we conclude?
Yes, there's
Prabhu, last one, and then we'll...
Prabhu, there's a question from Saule as well.
Yep.
Okay. 2 questions.
I thought it was a statement.
I don't know if that statement, she said, how does it work? Shall I go? It says, Prabhu,
Okay.
even if everyone is destroyed, their soul never die. So how does it work?
Everyone is destroyed. What is it? Come again?
So the question is, Prabhu, even if everyone is destroyed, their souls never die. So how does it work?
That's the quality of the soul. What is the quality of the soul? Go back to Bhagavad Gita and read it. What is the difference between a body and a soul? What are the differences? Make a matrix and send it to me. I will have a look what you have understood. The soul's matrix and the body's matrix. What do you call a body as a body or a dead body? What do you call a soul as a soul? What do you call a soul as a soul? What are the salient features of a soul? And that is how it is. Na hanyate na hanyamane sharire. Your body can be slain, the soul cannot be slain. The body can be done with anything, but this cannot be put on fire. It can be. We spoke about it in the different chapters. The 3rd chapter, 2nd chapter, we talked about all this.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, my question was a bit different. So I was, thank you, Kusum, for reading. I just wanted, yeah. My question was, even if everyone is destroyed, like they will never die. So what's the point of destroying everyone? Because like the soul never dies, so they will come again anyway, and they will do their misdeeds, or like how does it work?
Even if you don't want to destroy it, they'll have to get destroyed with that body because it is perishable, right? Jata siva dhruva mrityur. The moment you are born, you have to die someday or the other. But death is not for the soul, but for the body. As long as you have the desire and you have a specific body. Let's say, for example, you have an elephant body. Why do you have an elephant body? Because you wanted to eat lot and lot, right? But it is a vegetarian. So let's say that vegetarian body is given in such a manner that it has a huge body and it continues to eat what it wants. But then as well as that particular desire gets fulfilled, after it gets fulfilled, then what's the point in that particular soul sitting in an elephant's body? It probably will have another view that it will probably want to eat something or he wants to do something. So the Lord has to put that particular soul in another body. That's how the evolution of the entire thing is practically going on into eternity. Do you understand?
Yes, my question was, how it is possible to destroy those miscreants, because they will come again anyway, because they have the same soul and it will not be destroyed.
Yes, it might be the same soul, but their desire may vary, right? That's what I'm saying. If you have an
They
element
go
in the
back to
body,
Krishna, right? Because they're dying and seeing Krishna, they attain moksha. So he's just
so in
wiping the
that
slate.
sense, if she's talking about the war, yes, everyone goes to Krishna and then they attain 5 types of moksha. Saija, Samipya, Salakya, Sarishti, and then you go in that. But if you're talking about general souls, they are removed from the system, but they come back again as miscreants. They need not. They may get purified because of the Lord's mercy. There is always some way by which we get purified. How was our desire sometime back, and now how is our desire? Is it the same? We are in the same body now. Let's say when you are, say, 5 years old, you are eating chocolates left, right, and center. Now you don't eat chocolates. Maybe even if you eat chocolates, you will probably offer it to Krishna and eat chocolates, right? That gets purified. So your consciousness is getting purified slowly. That's the way the souls are created. It's dynamic. So not that someone, let's say, for example, Duryodhana is coming as a soul, and this Duryodhana is very much anti against the Lord, and he is fighting against the Lord and all of things. So he is dead now. So he goes back, and will he come back again as a demon to do it? Yes, he will probably, if the Lord wills. If not, he will get purified and he's put in another kind of a formulation, which is not in our hands. We can't decide on those factors. We can only decide on factors which are in control with us, not that acts or thoughts which is coming from the Lord himself. The decision maker is the Lord. That is why we always say, no, we propose, God dispose. Right? Correct? That is Sole.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
What,
Yes.
what do you if one's parents are against, well, one parent is against Krishna consciousness? I mean, I just get accused of preaching, no matter how gently I say it, no matter how lovingly I say it, you know, I get called preachy and that I'm preaching, even though I'm not. I would just say my views. Because if you are Krishna conscious, you can't go to your families and not mention Krishna at all. If you're studying it or it's your lifestyle, people just think that you're holier than thou, and you know, and how do you handle that? I mean, my mum's husband said it's arrogant for human beings to think that Lord Krishna is or God is a person. And then I just find myself getting upset, and it makes me lose enthusiasm for the whole process. Instead of people being happy for you, my mum is, but my mum's husband isn't.
Yes.
I just find it
understand.
very difficult and challenging. It's like
Yes.
challenging all the time.
Yeah.
And it's meant to be a peaceful, loving path.
Yeah.
But you just find yourself in a challenging situation all the
Yes.
time.
Correct. Yes, good question, because this is what we actually all face in our own family lives. Someone may appreciate our efforts, someone may not, someone may be against us. In many ways, most of the time they are against us because what they feel is what they are actually showcasing themselves with. Now, here is a situation. If we are put in that kind of situation, what would we do? So what my take in this aspect is that, first of all, don't, you know, the osmosis process? You know, have you heard of the word osmosis?
Osmosis, oh yes, yeah.
The flow of energy from the higher concentration to the lower concentration.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So always remember, if your consciousness is higher than the others, then you will never get disturbed. If your Krishna consciousness is at optimum level all the time, then you will not get disturbed by what others are trying to tell it to you. It is just their view. So hear it from this ear and leave it from this ear. Don't worry too much about this.
And what if you want to save somebody, like somebody you really care for, and they're in a very difficult situation?
Alternatives are there. Alternatives is to give prasadam by offering with wholehearted love and devotion to the Supreme Lord, and give it to them as, hey, I made a cookies today, I made a biscuit today, I made a chocolate cake today, and something. I thought I will share it with you. Hope you like it. So if you want to reach a man's heart, it's only through the stomach. So give him a biscuit, give him a cake, give him a something, and say, you know what, I tried some Indian curries. Do you want to try it? So give him some soya curries. No one will say no to food, right? You don't have to speak through your mouth to say that you are preachy or you've been branded preachy, but you can also do in an alternative way, right? For every question, there is always multiple solutions to it, right? In Sanskrit, for one word, there is more than 12 meanings to each of the words. So what will you say for that? So in the same way, you need not be preachy. It's not that you need to speak out everything from which is coming from your mouth. All that is going into your brain should not come into your mouth.
I mean, a preacher to me is somebody standing on the street with a sign saying, "You must love God. You must love God. You're incorrect." That's preaching to me.
That's the Western way of looking at a preacher. They are putting a role and a responsibility to someone who stand in that corner of the high street and says that, oh, Jesus is the only way out and there is no other one. If you are doing something else, you are nonsense. You are a demon. You are this and that. That's not the way preach works.
That's what I thought.
Preacher works equivalently by practice. You practice first, show the world as an example, then they will accept your words. Otherwise, why should they take? They need to see you as a person who is following things, not talk. Actions are more important than the words which you come out of your mouth. That's how the practice should be. Make sense?
Preach always. Preach always. Speak when it is needed.
Yeah, but that's what I done. I mean, I just
don't worry. Save the best for last. We will sort it out later. Save the best. It will come to everyone, so you can save the best for last. So don't release all your things, whatever you want immediately. This is natural. Everyone likes this. I know I've got Krishna consciousness. I'm trying to practice Krishna consciousness. I find this lifestyle something new, and I find it very, very absorbing and challenging and nice. I want to do that now. If you do that and start doing it for the others, then you are in trouble. It is exuberance. It's enthusiastic, but you are in trouble if you are in that. They'll put you in naughty step. So instead of that, be very conscious, right? You do what you can and show it by practice and give something else. Give it like a biscuit or a cake or a sabji or something you make and give it to them. They will love it. But internally, Krishna is acting because you are given prasadam to them. So the consciousness is going to go changing slowly, 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 slowly. I'll give you an example of my own. I had a friend, I had my colleague actually. I used to give him a sweet every single day for almost like 6 months to 1 year. Every single day I used to give a sweet. He was very anti to Krishna consciousness. And when I started giving him sweets and sweets and sweets, suddenly for 1 week, I did not give him sweets. He was asking, hey, you used to give me some sweet. It was so nice. Where is it? 1 week. After that, he became so, from anti, he became a pro, that he helps us to conduct Rath Yatras in different cities. So how did it happen? It happened because Krishna has given that intelligence to him through the heart. So that's great. So it's possible to reach a man's heart through the stomach. So Krishna has given alternatives. Try that option. Okay. Okay. I see Langton.
Prabhu, yes.
Langton and Saravanan also raising hands. Saravanan Prabhu, first yours, Langton next, and if anyone else.
This is a very easy one. So
what is easy? I mean your question.
Yeah.
Prabhu, let me decide whether it's easy or not. You tell the question first.
Prabhu, maybe I don't know much about Mahabharata. So this translation, this conversation between Arjuna and Krishna, is it happening every day during battlefield, or it's just happened before the battlefield?
1 day, first day before the start of the war, 2 hours job done.
Okay, so it was not every day of our 18 days.
Who's got time? Neither Krishna had nor Arjuna had time. So what's the point in sitting and doing a discussion here? He started the entire thing. He just created it. He completed it. He destroyed it. That's all. Fill it, shut it, forget it. That's what he did. Right? Anyway, the good thing is that it's time that you have a Mahabharata copy with you and start reading Mahabharata.
Started Prabhu, but it's still like...
Yeah, it's as it is in the shelf, is it?
No, it's in...
Bhagavad Gita as it is in the shelf. Do daily one puja, man.
No, I read every day, but it's like like just quarter book. So I need to read.
Good. More you read, you'll be really enjoying it.
Yeah.
I've got to go 3 chapters before I finish the whole book.
Which one? Mahabharata?
Yes,
How many times have you read that?
none times.
This is the first time.
First time,
You are liking it.
the big one.
Okay. How many times you have seen the serial Mahabharat? The Hindi serial?
Three.
3 times. The next time you see, you will probably create a new Mahabharat series. Thumbs up. Well done. Penny, keep it going. Okay, let's go to Langton Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhus. Langton Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sorry if my cut off. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhu, we can hear you. Please go.
Hello.
Yes,
Okay,
we
sorry
can
to
hear
cut
you,
off.
Prabhu. Please ask away.
Okay. No, it's just a statement about just Prabhu's question and then my question. To the individual that said that it's arrogant to think that God has a human form, don't worry about people who say things like that. Because if you logically think about it, the infinite source of existence, why would you limit that to saying that source cannot manifest itself as a human being when we, little spirit souls, are manifesting as human beings? Like, you should just flip it back to him and ask him why he thinks it's arrogance to say that God has a human form. I think it's more arrogant to say that God can't have a human form, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
I think
Actually,
that's yeah. So with those kind of people, they're kind of just projecting, because he says you're holier than thou, but that's just because you're irritating some kind of demoniac energies within him that he will project out onto you. But as Prabhu said, the more you progress in Krishna consciousness, you kind of, they know not what they do, so you just kind of like, you just keep progressing. And yeah, but yeah, that's just what I wanted to say about that one. But for my question is, we're in the age of Kali. I just wanted to clarify, is it Kali as in Ma Kali or Kali as in
So Mahakali is
demon,
the external energy of the Lord. That is Mahakali. K-A-A-L-I.
A-A-L-A. Okay.
Double A-L-I
So
is
that's
Mahakali, the external energy of the Lord.
okay.
The age is K-A-L-I. 1A. Kali is a yuga, is an era, E-R-A. Got it?
Okay, so it's not referring to the external energy. It's a completely different word.
She is a demigod. She is a demigod.
Okay.
Kali,
Yeah.
K-A-L-I, is a form of the age, the personality of the age of Kali is era. Just like Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga.
Okay.
Not Kali Yuga. This is Kali Yuga.
Different. Okay. All right. Just wanted to clarify that.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
I guess we have. Prabhu, any other questions? Otherwise, can we stop here if it's okay?
I think we'll end there, Prabhu, if that's okay. We're over. So any more questions, you can send them as a direct message to any of the facilitators, and we can pick them up offline or in tomorrow's class. So tomorrow's chapter 12. So we're very much looking forward to that at the same time. Thank you, Vishal Prabhu, again for very enlightening.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. We will meet once again tomorrow, same time. Please be ready. I also humbly request you have done your homework on the 10th chapter, 4 slokas which I told you to by heart. I am hoping that I don't see many eyes showing, especially Kusum is not near the picture. She is trying to avoid my face, and many others are avoiding by switching off this thing. No, you need to practice. Four slokas is your homework. I am going to ask you as a part of examination. Otherwise, no certificate, nothing. Pass the exam by slokas, then everyone gets it. See, Penny is avoiding. Now you know that she is trying to avoid. Okay, thank you very much. Please practice. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thanks, Langston, for your input there.
His Grace Vishal
No,
Ranga
I
Prabhu
just
ki
thought,
jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vanchakalpa Dhruvyascha Kripa Sindhavaiva Panitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Thank you everyone for joining. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.